Stop number 8 of the Sunoco Cup Series comes to Talladega. For the Aaron's $4.99, it is 19 laps around the famous tri-oval. Let's go into our point standings before we go any further. Look at this, it is certifiably hot right now for Keon Shaw, the number 87 Dentine Chevrolet. 4 wins under his belt already. And he's got a commanding lead. Zach Carlson second, Eric Matthews is third, Stephanie Naylor fourth, and Liam Campbell rounding out the top 5. Looking at 6 through 10, it is Connor Breton, Ray Castor, Colin Cropley, our Las Vegas winner, Dylan Ruiz, our winner at Bristol, our highest rookie also, and Dylan Kilburn, the Daytona 500 winner, will round out the top 10. So as we said, it'll be 19 laps right here. And without further ado, let's take a look at our starting grid. On the pole, qualifying at 191.781 miles an hour is the number 81 Daly's Juices Pontiac of Nick Baxter. That's actually the car that won the Sunoco Busch Series here a year ago.
Drivers, start your engines!
And on the outside will be the number 46 Chevy of Johnny Gardner. Row number 2 will be the number 22 Maxwell House Ford of Dylan Poteet. And the outside will be the number 98 Winn-Dixie Chevrolet of Daniel Schwab. Row number 3 will be the 36 Cox Treated Lumbers Pontiac of Jonathan Gators. And on the outside will be the 90 Splitfire Spark Plugs Ford of Alex Filter. Row number 4 will be the number 2 Miller Genuine Draft Pontiac of Liam Campbell. And the number 6 Stroslide Ford of Kathy Cantara. And row number 5 will be the number 15 Motorcraft Ford of Levi Shones. And the number 11 Budweiser Banquet Foods Ford of Bob Marshall. Row number 6 will be James Qualls and Connor Breton. Row number 7 will be Eric Matthews and Austin Hughes. Row 8 will be Dylan Hughes and Dylan Kilburn and all Dylan Rowe there. Then it'll be Jennifer Hughes and Fred Christopher. Josh Osborne and Keith Batson will follow them. Michael Dawson and Justin Acosta. Then our points leader and defending race winner Keon Shaw and Sasha Dawson. John Dawson and Colin Cropley, Stephanie Naylor and Alexander Dawson, Ray Castor and Trey Campbell, the champ Chantelli Barr and Ryan Cooper, Skylar Harris and Tim Fiegel, Skylyn Carlson and Trent Dunham, John Acosta and Zach Carlson, Faith Johnson and Tim Walsh. And rounding out the field will be Joseph Lombard in the car that Keon Shaw drove to victory last season here. And Dylan Ruiz, our winner at Bristol. So that's your starting grid here for the Aaron's $4.99 here at the fast track known as Talladega. So we'll be led to the line. Nick Baxter and Johnny Gardner. Dylan Poteet, Daniel Schwab, Jonathan Gators, Alex Filter, Liam Campbell, Kathy Cantara. The list goes on and on. They come through the tri-oval. Green flag about to fly. Now, looks like Justin Acosta dropped back a little bit there. You saw him fall back in position. But Nick Baxter leads, Dylan Poteet second, Jonathan Gators is third. So you got Pontiac with a couple Pontiacs and a Ford. Poteet's going to make a move now. Winner at Charlotte last season. In the second race, in a great finish, Jonathan Gators. You got yourselves a whole cluster of Pontiacs there, and a couple Fords. Dylan Poteet, and Levi Shones, but is Poteet leading? Poteet will put one lap under his belt for the time being. The opening lap. Bob Marshall starting to move the field to number 11, Budweiser Ford. Well, starting to move up too, but here comes Jonathan Gators. The number 36 Cox Treated Lumbers Mac Tools Pontiac with the help of another Pontiac in Liam Campbell. Campbell moving to the inside. Here comes Eric Matthews starting to move up to number 43 Pontiac. They keep on trucking along. Now Levi Schoen's going to go to the inside. Here comes Dylan Hughes going to the inside of Eric Matthews to take the number 3 spot. So now you got a Chevy throwing his hat into the ring. And then in Olds, you talk about Hughes, you got Dylan Hughes and Jennifer Hughes. Right behind, then Josh Osborne, the Nescaf, Pontiac. But Dylan, or wait, Hughes family feud going on. Here comes Jennifer Hughes going to the inside in the Kellogg's Cornflakes Olds. Josh Osborne following suit. Then it is John Dawson, the number 19 Tyson Foods Ford. John, who won the fall race here in a very close finish with John Acosta. But here comes Josh Osborne. He's going to steal the points here. Nope, he won't. Jennifer Hughes will take those 5 bonus points as they clock at 201 miles an hour that lap. But Josh Osborne leads. Here comes Stephanie Naylor, Ray Castor, Chantel Ibarra, Skylar Harris, all on the inside lane of traffic. Stephanie, but here comes Castor. The number 9 Coors Light Ford, Chantel Ibarra right there. There's Skylin Carlson moving up as well. Castor's got the lead. Naylor drops back. Osborne, Hughes also dropping back. Chantel has not had a very good start for the season for her. Here comes Skylar Harris going to the inside. They're going to go 3 wide to the stripe. And Skylar just noses out Chantel. 204 miles an hour clocked in that lap. We still got a long way to go. And speaking of good things coming, here comes Keon Shaw, the points leader. 4-time winner and defending race winner. Right behind John Acosta. There's Faith Johnson. She's looking for her turnaround race here. And speaking of Keon Shaw's winning car, that's right behind Zach Carlson, Joseph Lombard, the number 1 Autolite Spark Plug. John Acosta's leading for the time being. Questions, will he take the points? Yes, he will. Nobody will pass him here. So it will be 5 points for John Acosta, but now Keon Shaw, Faith Johnson now making a move as well. So Keon takes the number 1 spot. Faith takes number 2. Zach Carlson takes number 3. Joseph Lombard will take 4th. And Dylan Ruiz, our Bristol winner, will take 5th. But now Faith going to make a move on Keon. The Sea Ray Olds, Sunoco Busch Series champion, takes the number 1 spot from Keon and probably will deny him the 5 bonus points as well. Well, not if Joseph Lombard, if Joseph Lombard has anything to say about that. He'll take those 5 bonus points. Yes, he will. How about Great 3 of Brace Racing behind him? Tim Fiegel, Dylan Ruiz, and Keon Shaw. Here comes Kathy Cantaro moving up again. Tim Walsh, Alexander Dawson, who was trying to get his first win for the season. The guy who finished 2nd in the points last year, only won once last year at Rockingham, has had nothing but struggles. But Fiegel's now going to make a move on the inside of Joseph Lombard. Kathy Cantaro right behind in the Strode Light Ford. Tim Walsh, the Snickers Buick. Alexander Dawson, Trent Dunham. Look at that. You have some wicked racing back here. Doors knocking. And now here comes Tim Walsh, Alexander Dawson trying to go to the inside of Kathy Cantaro as well. Alexander Dawson will take the number 1 spot. Here comes Trey Campbell right behind Trent Dunham. Still got a long way to go. Not even got about a dozen laps. Still anybody's race as well. Here comes Michael Dawson as well. Michael driving the car that John Dawson drove in season 1 to the victory here in the fall races, Alexander Dawson, speaking of the Dawsons, is leading. Trey Campbell now making a move to the inside. And now Michael Dawson makes a move to the inside. Justin Acosta picking his spots. Johnny Gardner starting to move up. Daniel Schwab starting to move up. Austin Hughes. There's Chantel again. And now Johnny Gardner's going to make a move to the inside of Michael Dawson. And does just that. Johnny Gardner loses a lap. That was, excuse me. Here comes Daniel Schwab now. I do believe we have 10 laps to go. Austin Hughes is going to now pass Daniel down the back straightaway. What will Chantel do? Dive hard to the inside. Here comes Colin Cropley as well, the winner at Las Vegas. He'll take the number 2 spot, as Chantel will take the number 1 spot. Chantel is right now outside looking in the top 10 of the points. She would like to take some points with her. 5 bonus points will go to Chantel. And here comes the points lead. Here comes the pole sitter shooting. Maybe Baxter starting to make a move as well. Colin will take the number 1 spot. Baxter will follow Liam Campbell. Josh Osborne, your top 4. Liam now making a move. Up, he kind of teased it. Not really. Colin's still leading though. I thought he would lose it going into turns 3 and 4. And actually, no. Liam will go now behind Colin. Here comes Fred Christopher now. The number 82 Ford. Now here comes Liam. And Dylan Ruiz. Liam will take the 5 bonus points. Dylan Ruiz will now let it all hang out. Take the number 1 spot now with the help of Fred Christopher. Sasha Dawson. Eric Matthews. There is Jonathan Gators. Dylan Ruiz leads. Battle for second going on now. Fred Christopher goes up high. Eric Matthews takes the number 2 spot. Jonathan Gators takes the number 3 spot. Here comes Keith Batson starting to move up. Passing Dylan Kilburn. And Eric Matthews is going to make a move on Dylan Ruiz. Jonathan Gators will just nose out for second. 8 laps to go, by the way. Jonathan Gators got the number 1 spot. Here comes Levi Shones, Keith Bassett, Connor Breeden. All together now. Alex Filter, Ryan Cooper. Here comes Keith. Inside. Takes the number 1 spot with ease. There's Jennifer Hughes again. Keith Batts has got the number 1 spot. Good distance on Connor Breeden now. Will probably give himself the 5 points. He will. Six to go for the field. Still anybody's race. Do not hedge your bets here on who you know is going to win, because it's still anybody's race. Connor inside. Ryan Cooper moving up. Ray Castor back in the mix. John Dawson. Zach Carlson. Trey Campbell. Stephanie Naylor. Connor Breeden leading. Here comes Ray Castor. Oh, I thought he was going to make a move. Not really. Connor Breeden will lead a lap. Ryan Cooper will settle for second. 5 to go. Now Ryan Cooper's going to make a move. He was the guy who swept at New Hampshire last season. Here comes Ray Castor now. Zach Carlson. Here comes Stephanie Naylor. Trey Campbell starting to move up. Here's James Qualls now, starting to march up the field as well. Outside of the top 5. Now making a top 5 spot. 4 to go as they come on by. John Dawson gonna try to pass Zach Carlson. He does that, he'll take 5 more bonus points. Trey Campbell, Stephanie Naylor, James Qualls, your top 4 now. And Dylan Hughes rounding out the top 5 now with the number 40 EDS Lumina. Here comes Stephanie. There's a lot of swapping lanes back there. James Qualls got a little choosy, went up high, and that may hurt him. Trey Campbell will drop back. Stephanie Naylor will take number 2. Dylan Hughes will take number 3. Ray Castor will take number 4. Connor Breton looking around at the top 5. Here comes Stephanie Naylor to the inside. 3 to go. Still anybody's race. The lap that will matter will be after the white flag is flown, which is 3 more times. Dylan Hughes takes the number 1 spot now. Ray Castor showing flashes of brilliance. Faith Johnson starting to move up. Kathy Cantara. There's Kian. Castor, number 1. Connor coming to number 2. Cantara going for number 3. Faith Johnson, Skylyn Carlson, Keon Shaw in the shadows. Here comes Connor. Here comes Cantara going inside of Castor. Triple C's, so to speak. Connor Breton will take it, but here comes Kathy Cantara with the help of Faith Johnson and Skylyn Carlson. And Keon Shaw, 2 to go, by the way, so still anybody's race. You makes you wonder if Keon Shaw is going to go for 5 wins this season. Faith Johnson, who's trying to get her first win in the Sunoco Cup Series since switching, goes on the inside of Faith Johnson. Here comes, Kathy Cantara, but here comes Keon. This may be troublesome. Keon Shaw may pull out something in the final lap. He's actually going to go to the inside and lead the white flag as Kathy Cantara goes way high. White flag, 1 lap to go. Keon Shaw's going to lead it right now. But the way things have been going may not do good for him. Alexander Dawson leads. Justin Acosta second. Here comes Jonathan Gators again. Dylan Poteet as well. Gators going to make a hard move to the inside. Sasha Dawson following suit. Josh Osborne triples of 3 wide. Sasha Dawson drops into second. Jonathan Gators got the lead going into turns number 3 and 4. Coming out of it, going into the tri-oval. What happens here? Nothing. It's going to be the checkered flags. The Aaron's 499 is going to be won by Jonathan Gators, who will take the victory. Sasha Dawson will get second. Josh Osborne will get third. Daniel Schwab will get fourth. Justin Acosta will get fifth. Nick Baxter of Pole Sitter will get sixth. Dylan Poteet, Joseph Lombard, Alexander Dawson, and Skylyn Carlson will round out the top 10. Then it will be Fred Christopher, Keon Shaw, Connor Breton, Tim Walsh, Faith Johnson, who was looking good for a while, Ray Castor, Trent Dunham, Tim Fiegel, Colin Cropley, Trey Campbell, Austin Hughes, James Qualls, Kathy Cantara, Skylar Harris, Zach Carlson, Dylan Hughes, Keith Batson, Stephanie Naylor, Levi Shones, Alex Filter, Chantelli Barra, Ryan Cooper, Liam Campbell, John Dawson, Jennifer Hughes, John Acosta, Dylan Ruiz, who's looking good for a while, Michael Dawson, Dylan Kilburn, Eric Matthews, Johnny Gardner, our outside pole sitter, and Bob Marshall will round out the field. That was some great racing, as what you'd expect at the Talladega, with your winner going to Jonathan Gators. How about the speed? 205.857 miles an hour, the final clock speed. Gators. Unbelievable. Let's take a look at the point standings. The next race will be at North Wilkesboro. Keon Shaw holds on to his points lead. The gap closing a little bit. Zach Carlson. Actually, the gap got widened, as a matter of fact. It was a lot less before. Zach Carlson did not have a good showing either. Connor Breton gets the 3rd spot, moving up. Eric Matthews drops to 4th. And Ray Castor jumps up to the 5th spot. Then it'll be Stephanie Naylor dropping to 6th. Colin Cropley moves up a spot to 7th. Liam Campbell drops to 8th. Dylan Poteet gets in the top 10 at 9th. And Dylan Ruiz will round out the top 10. Josh Osborne, Dylan Kilburn dropping to 12th. Trent Dunham, Chantelli Barra, Sasha Dawson, Levi Shows, Trey Campbell, Alexander Dawson, Daniel Schwab, Kathy Kantara, Nick Baxter, Keith Batson, Jonathan Gators, John Acosta, James Qualls, Tim Walsh, Tim Fiegel, Joseph Lombard, Jennifer Hughes, Faith Johnson, Justin Acosta, Alex Filter, Skylin Carlson, Austin Hughes, Fred Christopher, John Dawson, Dylan Hughes, Bob Marshall, Ryan Cooper, Johnny Gardner, Skylar Harris, and Michael Dawson rounds out the field after 8 races. The next up will be some short track fun. I think I should cue up the short track wrap for this one. North Wilkesboro's Valvoline 400.